Hello, a quick update on Melbourne's runners for the weekend. We'll start off with Moonee Valley on Friday night. We've just got the one runner, Michael Walker rides. Oh, look pretty.
Yes, very unlucky not to have won last start. Went down by a small margin. She's trained on well, steps up to 2,040 metres, the Cox Plate winning distance. I doubt she'll be running the same time Winx runs around there, but I think she's a winning chance.
That's good. Flemington we have on the Saturday, we have Mataricum. Big weight. Unfortunately can't claim, which is a shame. Massive shame, but Damien Oliver rides him better than anyone.
He does, and most of the field's got a big weight to carry and nothing's claiming, as Charlie touched on. Damien's won 3 from 3 on this preparation, and he'll be hard to beat.
Amavatio, barrier 12 in a field of 12.
Gets back, he's fresh up, I'm sure he'll attack the line strongly. Tricky barrier at Flemington over the 1400 metre distance, so just hope he runs home well. He's been a great horse to the stable. He's touching on $1 million.
And Perrette, first emergency.
Needs a scratching, Charlie.
Needs a scratching.
He's been a bit disappointing to be fair, but first up he just got too far out of his ground and pulled up a bit shuffly in his action. Second up, didn't really get into the race at Caulfield, so third up on Saturday. If he gets a start, he'll certainly improve, but he does have the wide barrier to contend with even if he does get a start. If not, he'll be coming back to Sydney.
A warm and hearty hello from Charlie and Chris. We'll quickly rattle through Doombin's runners this Saturday, starting off with Estakraj.
Estakraj, he heads up to Queensland for the slightly easier racing. He's had good form in Sydney, winning his share of races, so he should fit in well up there.
Third up,
up, rock hard fit, ready to go at the right distance.
Okay, Exoteric, also third up.
He won first up and it was a good run last start. Finished his race off well. He'll run well again. Both horses are in on the limit weight of 54, and that's their true rating, so they'll be hard to beat.
Okay, into race 2 we have Iowa, who's drawn wide. She'll also have a provincial nomination for the Saturday.
Yes, drawn very wide, I think 12. She's down in the weights, probably head towards a slightly easier race at the Gold Coast on Saturday.
Okay, then all the way down into the lucky last we have Fatensky.
Yes, he was a good winner last start. I think he's won 3 from 4 or thereabouts this preparation. 2 in Sydney, one in Brisbane. Versatile horse. He's also going to be entered for the Sunshine Coast on Sunday, 1400 metres Sunday. Saturday's 1200. See what he draws Sunday. Probably have a slight leaning towards going there if he draws well.
Another hello from the Waller Camp. Friday night Canterbury. Race 1, So You Win. Barrier 4, small field of 5.
Yep, entered for 2 races. We'll have to make a decision which race he's going to run in. What's your thoughts?
1550. Guineas horse.
Righto. And then probably go to the Rosehill Guineas in 3 weeks' time over 2,000. He's a pretty talented horse. Not the perfect horse for Canterbury because he does get back and finish off, but it would be a nice trial heading towards Rosehill Guineas, so it'd be good going into that race with another win next to his name.
My word, it would be. Smiling Manolito, can he upset the party?
He can, Charlie. 53 kilos. He wasn't beaten that far last start, and they went awfully slow. So for him to get home as well as he did, it was a good run. But I think for him to win, he does need speed on up front.
Which he should get from the Waterhouse runner. Race 2, Blazer A and Strike Rock, both to be ridden by Hugh Bowman. Obviously one will scratch, if not both.
Yeah, probably lean towards running Strike Rock. Blazer A will run tomorrow, being Thursday at
Newcastle.
Okay. Going okay.
Palmatia, Barrier 1, Kira McAvoy.
She trialled pretty well last week at Warwick Farm. She's been disappointing in her 3 starts to date, so hope to see her with a bit of maturity that she does improve.
And Sansa, drawn Barrier 7.
Did a pretty good job last preparation. 2 placings from 3 starts. Yeah, she's also in on Thursday, but likely to go Friday night where she's drawn better. And could be a bit short for her, but I think she'll win some races this preparation.
Okay, race 3 we have Planet's Princess, who's in a rich vein of form, winning her last 2. Barrier 6.
So those two wins have been over roughly the 1400 metre distance, so steps up to 1550. I think it'll suit. She's got a front running style of racing. It's not an overly strong race to our first look. As she said, in great form, and I think she'll appreciate a bit of giving the track, which is likely to be the case at Friday at Canterbury.
Okay, race 4. It's time for Magic. Second first up. Improved?
Hasn't lost any form, has she? She's worked pretty good. She's been up against some pretty handy horses in some of her gallops. So, Hugh Bowman rides. 1250 won't be a problem. Drawn pretty well. Not an overly strong race. I think she's well placed in this race.
Okay, race 5, we have Multifacets 60 kilos. Hugh Bowman also in on Saturday.
Yes, probably leaning towards running here. I think the tooth. Yeah, this easier race is probably going to suit. It's obviously a big step down in prize money, but it helps us separate a few of our horses. We've got a number of horses in the race on Saturday. Let's be fair, he's no superstar, but he's very consistent in races like this.
Okay, we also have So You Win, definitely go into the race 1.
We'll make a
More
decision
than
later
likely.
today.
More than likely. And into race 7, the Evening Star, we have Quick Defence, who's also in the 2,000 metre race on.
Yes, so he
Saturday.
won a $100,000 race last start. He's coming back to a midweek race, but it's worth $80,000. So leaning towards running him here. I think he's got a great chance, whereas Saturday's race looks a bit stronger, and I think he's suspect at the 2,000 metre distance. Not yet won at this distance. I think he's won at about 1,900. So I think this is the right race for him, and he has won by a good space at Canterbury in the past.
He has indeed. Hello and welcome, it's finally Chipping Norton Day. You excited?
You're very excited.
Good. Well, we'll start off with race 2, where we're well represented. So Willie, Thai England.
Yeah, 2,000 metres is a test for him, but he's just doing nothing in shorter races, so we decided to step him up and trip, get him up with the field instead of out the back, and see if it's going to switch him on.
Okay, we also have Quick Defence, last start winner, also in on Friday.
Yeah, probably run Friday, but we'll make a decision on Friday where he's running. As I said, last start winner, his work's been very good, and he'll take confidence out of that win.
Absolutely. Sizzling Bullet, Brenton Avdulla.
I think you could make an excuse for his last start. They just went too slow through the mid stages. He's going pretty well. We're pretty confident with him last start. He's another one that'll appreciate the rain we've had. We've had about 4 inches of rain in Sydney at the start of the week. Won't still be wet on Saturday, but it'll have a good cushion in the track.
Okay, we have Expect, Blinkers on, Hugh Bowman.
I think the blinkers will be a big help to this horse. He was scratched from Rose Hill on Wednesday over the 2,400 metre distance because of the wet track. He needs a good track. His lead-up runs towards the 2,400 metres last start were very good, so I think with the blinkers on, he'll be a bit sharper.
Okay, we also have Multifacets, who's in on Friday night.
Yeah, leaning towards running Friday night, but you can never take him cheaply. He's never far away.
Okay, race 3, the Skyline Stakes, Group 2, Zusain.
Good horse, Charlie. Good colt. Plenty of Zoustar's characteristics about him. Professional, sexy-looking horse. Got ability. Work's been good. He's going to be hard to beat.
Okay, race 4, the Sweet Embrace, Fiesta, last start winner.
Yeah, impressive last start winner in a similar grade. So drawn about 8. I think she'll just need a touch of luck from there. But her race experience, I'm sure, is going to be a big help to her. She's a very versatile horse, very straightforward in her training. So she'll just be wherever Kieran wants her to be or where she lands. And gee, she's going to be hard to beat.
Okay, race 5, the Liverpool City Cup. We've got 3 in it. Macintosh, Hugh Bowman.
Well, he came out of the Rose Hill, the Ramlet trial with Winx, which he, I think, ran second. He did everything right and has come out of it well. Probably go forward on the Saturday like we did in the trial.
Okay, and McCreary.
McCreary, just struggling to work out where he's at the moment. He was also in that trial a little bit disappointing.
We'll appreciate the giving the track.
He will. I'd say he'll get back to a 4 though come Saturday, which won't be too bad. I think ride him quiet, let him finish off, and look, he's a good horse on his day, but we'll be looking at stepping him up beyond a mile this prep.
And Egg Tart, who's also in the Guy Walter.
Leaning towards running in this race, Charlie. I just think she's got a bit too much weight in the other race. Admittedly, she's against the boys, so she's entitled to a 2 kilo claim. But I think there's a couple of mares in the fillies race that are better suited at the weight. So keen to run here. She's come back really well. I'll admit she was a little bit disappointing after her first run against Deploy in the spring, but to me she looks a different horse this time round, and she's ready for a big preparation ahead.
Okay, race 6, the Chipping Norton. Who shot the barman?
He's come back well. Looks a bright horse, happy as Larry, and ready to go towards another Sydney Cup. I think he's been placed in this race before. He'll run a cheeky race fresh.
Okay, and Libran.
What you see is what you get with Libran. He takes a few runs to find his best form. Last start he did win second up over 2,000. I think he's on track to do the same. You couldn't expect him to beat the likes of Winx, that we'll touch on soon. But if he runs a cheeky race, I'll be more than happy. He'll then go to the Sky High Stakes in 2 weeks, BMW, and then the Sydney Cup, and that's exactly the same as who shot the barman.
Okay, perfect. We'll touch on Winx in a slightly different video.
Just said that.
Race 7, no, you said shortly. Race 7, Unforgotten. Group 1 Surround Stakes.
Yes, so big step up for her, racing against the best fillies in Australia. I think she's going to need further to prove her best. She did have a good solid trial against Winx 2 weeks ago. She'll run a cheeky race, hopefully running midfield, and step up to a mile second up, which is when I'd be thinking she'd be ready to follow.
Okay, and race 9, Zumbalina. Lee McGorian taking a valuable 2 kilos off.
Yeah, she just struggled in the group race that she ran in last start, so this is slightly easier. Does have a big weight as a result. On her day, she's a handy horse. Hopefully she can be competitive.
Hello and welcome. We've got another 3 sleeps until the Chipping Norton Stakes. Winx resuming. Barrier 6.
Yep, everything's on track for another preparation ahead. Obviously a lot of thought goes into her preparations, and it was pretty well documented or advised that we missed the first race when Huey's was suspended. So she's going first up into a Group 1 mile. Yeah, simple as that. But gee, her preparations couldn't have gone any smoother so far, touch wood. The 2 trials, the 3 trials, and counting the Randwick trial 2 weeks ago, which I think was very important. She had a good blow, didn't she?
Decent blow.
Yeah.
Decent blow.
So that'll,
good a blow as a first up run.
Yeah, so that'll really clean her out, and runs over the mile. Good draw, as you touched on, gate 6.
Yep.
Look, it's probably not the best field she's run against, but you always give them respect, and there's a couple of new horses in there, or 3-year-olds. And as we've seen in the past, tempo of races can always catch you out and make things a bit difficult. But past week everything's been good with the work.
Hugh was happy yesterday morning?
Tuesday morning the work was spot on. We don't get much out of Hugh, but he'd certainly let us know if she wasn't working up to a brilliant best, and he let her stride up the last 400 metres of a 1,000-metre gallop, and the times were pretty slick. Yes, so I think everything's on track, and get these first couple of runs out of the way and see where we might end up.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll be sleeping well between now and then?
Sleeping good, yep. I'm very proud of the stable and the way they do things. We're obviously a big stable, it's not just about Winx, but leading up to the big races you always get a little bit concerned, but I take confidence knowing that everything's done properly and we've covered all bases. So once that head reaches the pillow, there's not a lot more that you can do. So what have you got to worry about when you've got a horse like Winx?
Absolutely nothing.
Look forward to Saturday.